Tell me about your stand-up comedy experience. Why did you decide to test yourself in that
Yeah,
environment?
yeah, that's a great question. I mean, I grew up and just idolized stand-up comedians. I still do. And I love what the craft of it really is. And there's a lot of, I mean, at some levels, it's just having a laugh, and that's amazing. But at a deeper level, there's really amazing performers who can make you laugh your butt off, but also rethink things, change your perspective. And then finally, to answer your question, I had a very honest moment. Something big with me is brave honesty, brave honesty. And I had a very honest moment with myself that was just like, all right, Alex, like you have fear around doing this, and that's fine. But there's two truths. Like you are either going to not do this and regret this on your deathbed. That reality exists, and you can totally do it. You don't have to go up there. You don't have to deal with all this. It's fine, but you will regret it on your deathbed, or you can do it. And it was after that moment of honesty that I just started doing it. I showed up to comedy clubs and comedy shows. If there was a bar show, I would just freaking show up. And I would go up to the comics after, and they'd be like, yeah, cool, whatever, man. Like, but then I would show up to another show at like another after hours thing. And you start to like recognize people like, oh yeah, I met you at that other one. And I started to like get in the circle. And fast forward, I started producing a stand-up comedy show with an older comedian every Friday night above a Mexican restaurant. We would do it every single Friday night. And that's what ultimately helped me on the journey of comedy, because I was doing that show, and then you'd get on other people's shows, and then I was one of the founding partners in Don't Tell Comedy. Kyle Ka is the founder, and he and I and a couple people started doing these secret comedy shows around the country, and that ended up really growing and provided opportunities. And honestly, as speaking has grown, which I feel incredibly grateful to be a keynote speaker, incredibly grateful. But I do miss the craft of just comedy. In keynote, you can do a ton of comedy and it's awesome, but I do miss the craft of stand-up comedy. And so I'm moving. Part of me is reason is I'm moving to Austin in a couple of weeks because there's a great stand-up community there, and I just want to get back into it.
It's really interesting that you developed your physical muscles to be the ninja and hit the buzzer ultimately. But then there's the other side of you where you want to impress an audience with your mental muscles and get people to laugh.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean that it's in the book, and I'll talk about it in speaking as well. But that year of life was actually at the same time. So I was trying to get good at stand-up comedy and Ninja Warrior at the same time, 2016, 2017. And I think back to that, how humbling it was, because I was literally failing my face off at Ninja by day, get in my car, change clothes, fail my face off at stand-up comedy at night. But the blessing of it was you get to a point, as someone who cares a lot about what other people think, for better or worse, it gets you to a point where you just get your meters done, and you're just like, I can't care about what any more people think. And you get over it because I've really found in a lot of leaders and peak performers and just, individuals, the biggest limiter is not actually that we fail or that we hit resistance or that we fall short. We can deal with that. It is the judgments of others and the judgments of ourselves that are ultimately so brutal that we quit.
I think that's what everybody's looking for, is those moments of magic that transform.
Yeah, I agree.
Is comedy really your future?
I think that where I'm best used on this planet is combining passionate betterment and inspiration with comedy and heart. And I think that's why I won US Lacrosse Coach of the Year, was because of that cross section. I think it's why, keynote speaking has gone well, is that cross section of being able to laugh and tell stories and have fun together, and also get pretty fired up about being our best selves and going after the things that we want. And that's my main goal, is just to keep doing and sharing in that way.
Alex, how can people reach you to get you on stage?
Alex Weber on all the things. I'm Alex Weber, my handles and my website, and I'd be honored. I'd be honored to do it.
People should also head over to Amazon.com and get Fail Proof.
Thank you.